Hello Mr. Forbes and welcome to my first 10 minutes video of the semester. In this video, I will discuss what I learned throughout the Word modules. To begin, I will introduce you to the fictional company that I will be using for my projects this semester. I decided to do a CrossFit gym, which is called MOB Training. The documents that I created for the Word test are the multi-page document, the mail merge, and the newsletter. However, I will talk about the 4 modules seen in class during the video to demonstrate my understanding of all of them, which also includes the resume. To begin, I will talk to you about the multi-page document that I did, which is one that explains the details of a CrossFit competition that we are hosting at our gym, which is called MOB Training. What I find interesting about this module is that the theory can be used and applied for so many different document types made by any company that I could possibly think of. It is very versatile and useful. For my document, I used most of the concepts seen in class and in the book to create a 3-pages document that is professional and appealing to the eye. Many of the concepts of this module were revision for me, since I had already learned or used them before. Some of the revised concepts were the header and footer, which are a simple but very important part of a document. Moreover, the text formatting, for example the titles, bulleted lists, and tables, were also things that I had already did, but the chapter of the book taught me how to make them look more original, for example with different styles, colors, and shapes. The classwork on this module also made me realize how these additions to the text make a document look more appealing and less draining to read. In addition, the watermark was a new concept for me, which I had never used in Word. It is a practical tool that is easy to use, which is often seen in drafts or copy documents. However, I do not think that it should always be used, since it often makes the document look more packed with information. Finally, I tried to use a nice colored theme for my document, which is the first thing that people see before reading the main text of the document. The second document that I will discuss is the resume, which is the document that I decided not to do, since we had to do only 3 of the 4 types of documents seen in class. Moreover, this type of document is one that I already did a couple of times for my past job interviews, so I felt that it would be more beneficial to practice the other ones. A resume is very important, since most of the time it is the first impression that an employer has of someone before even having an interview with them. Both the content and the formatting are very important to make a good first impression. This module taught me how to use Word's functionalities to do a professional resume. For example, how to format the document and use a template effectively. I found that Word had plenty of different resume templates to help create a professional and personalized one. What I learned in the module is how important the use of different font sizes and colors is. As you can see in the module 5 that we did, there is a lot of variety in font styles, which increases the quality of the visual. However, it is important that it stays professional and fairly minimalist. The colors and fonts used must be appropriate for the type of document. An important point that was confirmed to me when I did the modules resumes is that there are plenty of resume types that people can do that are all equally valid. I am sometimes unsure if my resume looks right or not, but there are so many different ways that it can be done, and most of them are adequate. The third document that I created for the Word section is a mail merge. For my fictional CrossFit gym, I created a letter for the members for whom the membership was ending this month. Along with the letter, I also did the members list, the directory layout, and table, as well as the merged letters. In my opinion, out of the 4 chapters, this one is the most important one, since it is a very powerful tool that can save a lot of time and effort to employees. Moreover, it is important to learn it, since technology is becoming more and more important in our lives. For that reason, documents or letters are sent more by email than by post these days. For that reason, we, the future employees of this world, must learn new technological tools that will enable us to save some time and effort in our day-to-day tasks. Everything that I learned in this chapter was new to me, from how to use Mail Merge Wizard to creating the directory. To begin, I learned that the step-by-step Mail Merge Wizard is very helpful since it guides us in almost all the steps of the mail merge. It is very simple to use and to show to anyone who could benefit from mail merge. For example, I am sure that I could show that to my colleagues where I work and it would make their lives so much easier. Furthermore, I understood that the information entered in the participants' data table is the information that is then automatically entered where you want in your text. It might seem dumb, but I did not know that this could be done in a Word document, and it is a very powerful tool. Finally, I find that the merge letters are also very practical since you can see and access them all at once, which enables you to check if everything is right and to print them all at once if needed, for example. The last document that I did is a monthly newsletter for my gym MOP training. This was a new document type that I had never done before, but which is very relevant to learn since it can be used for so many different occasions and situations. For example, it could be used for a scholar journal, for a company who provides some news to their customers, and even for a company who would want to make a newsletter for their shareholders. Most of the concepts seen in this module were new to me, but most of them are fairly easy to do. For example, there are the text effects on the title, which make the whole document look more original and which make it more attention-grabbing. In addition, the pull quotes and smart art graphics, as we can see on the right side of the slide, are also two concepts that I had never used in a Word document, but which I will start to incorporate more in my work since they enhance the text by making it more visually attractive. Learning how to do both these concepts in a document made me realize why we see them so often in magazines, articles, etc. Furthermore, the use of more than one column of text is also a simple addition to a document, yet it makes it so much more interesting and easier to read and follow. This is also a feature that I will start using more in the documents that I create. Moreover, as for the multi-page document and the resume, the use of titles is very important. It gives a crucial structure to the document and it alleviates the text. Lastly, a simple but once again very important addition to the document is a page border. This once again is purely for the visual aspect of the document, but it adds a nice final touch to it, especially when it has a nice shape or color. To conclude, each of the 4 Word modules taught me something interesting that I can start using both for my schoolwork and for my part-time job. It helped me a lot to create the documents for MOP training since I had to build everything from scratch. This made me search a little more for some information which I now know how to find. The hardest module, in my opinion, was the mail merge because pretty much all of it was new for me. Nonetheless, with the book and the help of my peers, I believe that I managed to understand it pretty well. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.